Part 4 of the geometry series is about using the stacking tools in the Omega console. These 4 operations here and these 2 here. These work in the X dimension, these work in the Y dimension, and these work in the Z dimension. Before adding a couple of new parts, let's move some of these out of the way. So this one goes here, this one goes here, and then let's add 2 rectangles. So one goes here, the other one goes here. Notice the outline mode is already been set. So now let's select these 5 parts. Now I want to make this part the active part by cycling through them with the page down key. Now to use the stack left, the X2 of these parts, the blue ones, will be set to equal the X of the active part. So let's do that. If I click here, the X2 of this box is equal to the X of the active part. Same thing here, same thing here. Now let's try the stack right. So let's undo this. Now let's make this rectangle the active part. In this case, the X of these blue parts will be set to equal the X2 of the active part. So let's do that. So here it is. The X of this part is equal to the X2 of this part, the active part. So is this one, this is X2, and this is X for this part. Same thing here. The X here, they're all lined up. If I press on the guide tool, you can see the lines just going straight through the X here and the X2 here. Now let's turn off the guides and leave this active part here and go and use the stack bottom. So everything is going to be stacked under the active part. So if we press this, the Y coordinate of all these parts is set to equal the Y2 coordinate of the Y part. Let's undo this. And now let's change the active part. Let's make it one of these. Okay, this one is good. So now let's stack everything on top of this one, which is this command here, stack top. So if I press this, everything will be stacked on top. So everything takes the value of the Y of this part and sets it to the Y2 of the remaining selections. So now let's undo the last operation and move on to explore the bring to front and push back operations. So let's grab this image and move it here. Think of this as a stack of papers. So if I press on bring to front, this image is on top of the stack, and if I press push back, then the image is pushed all the way back to the bottom of the stack. So now we are done with the geometry operations. Next we will go over the cascading styles in Designer. So see you then.